As curious as it may sound, we're already closely approaching the next split of the operation that we have on hand. Apocalypse Z only lasted 28 days for this first split, and then afterwards, maybe the next split we'll see also is 28 days, in which it's the shortest event that we've seen in Black Ops 4 thus far, but regardless, we're fast approaching when we'll see the next major content update within Black Ops 4. So today, I want to discuss this and let you know about everything that you can expect to see coming as of early August, and everything that'll come along with this, whether good or bad. We'll talk about all of it in this video. So if you want to stay up to date with all things Black Ops 4 and all things Call of Duty, maybe considering that subscribe button with 63% of users not subscribed. I'd like to keep as many of you guys informed as possible. So content will still be here if not, but if you want that extra added notification, options there. Let's get into what's on hand though here for this. The first big hurdle here to discuss is, well, when is it? When is the next split of Operation Apocalypse Z gonna kick off? When is this next major content update? If you'd asked me about a week and a half ago at this point what the update associated with it would be, I would have said 1.21, but we curiously again got that as of not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before on the 16th, where we ended up having an adjustment made to Black Ops 4 and Blackout in particular, kind of encompassing a large portion of that 5 GB update for a new map that gave a little more visibility. So the next update we'll probably see is 1.22, assuming there is no surprise update that happens here along with this one as well, but that looks to drop on August 6th. Now we have this information straight from the contraband stream of Apocalypse Z right now. If you end up taking a look at what it says on screen for you guys, you can then do the math where it brings you to that Tuesday, August 6th, which is nicely situated a couple of days after the MP reveal for Modern Warfare. So you go in from one big event to the next one, just different titles and different ends of the spectrum kind of within the Call of Duty universe. So come August 6th, what can we expect to see? Well, the nice part is that we're going to have a little bit of content for pretty much every main mode here within Black Ops 4. Zombies, again, kind of gets the short end of the stick a little bit, but there is some stuff coming that will refresh with this at least, so we'll have a little bit of stuff to experience within that. But let's start on the MP side here at this, because I'm sure that's probably where a large portion of you guys, if not the majority, are focused on and care about the most. For MP, we're going to have a bunch of different things. Firstly, though, coming off of what we see even just on the operation roadmap, we'll get a new map coming along with this, or maybe not new is the best terminology here for it, but environmentally changed. Another environmental variation of one of the maps already available will be coming, that being Jungle Flooded. This is promised to come within MP, and if we end up following the same sort of pattern as what we saw with Days of Summer and Spectre Rising as of last operation, that second half split introduced Hacienda Twilight to players at that point. So again, following suit, we'll probably get that here, and with a title update coming to kick this all off and introduce all this new content, it makes sense to see this coming in here at this. Now, the extent of how flooded it will be, your guess is as good as mine. I would imagine it's kind of that shin-high water you can still run through that we saw within the Blackout Wetworks update earlier in the year, and then also maybe just probably being that little basin of jungle flooded out a little bit. I can't really see the village side or the cliff side being all that flooded, but instead, right where those rice fields are on one of the spawns, and then that little ravine to follow that has the lower ground. I would imagine that's got the water on it, but everything else I would imagine is kind of the same, where it's elevation based, so we'll see that added in. We'll probably see the introduction at this point of Party Game Mosh Pit, being that is one of the big selling points here for later on in season, so I would expect that to come at some point, to which we'll probably see things like Sticks and Stones, Gun Game, and other game modes to follow, maybe like Infected thrown in there as well. So that'll be something that on a playlist side may not be as insanely new content, but it'll be a way to experience multiple things all within one compiled area of focus. The next thing I want to talk about, we'll talk more on it later on in the video as well, because it just touches on it a little further. That being new weapons coming. We already know that we're going to have 3 new weapons outside of this. We've seen 3 so far, or rather 2 that we've seen so far. A third one may be introduced by the time this is up at this point. I'm actually pre-recording this. I'm on the beach currently. But the first split of Apocalypse Z ended up introducing the Reaver C86, the Argus, and then again, that one that may or may not be out just yet, being the Backhander Zombie Arm melee weapon. But still to come and seen in the trailer and also other promotional material and in the game files is the M16, the full stop melee weapon, and the Javelina sniper rifle. These ones will be coming with the next split of the operation, and Unfortunately, will probably be all in reserves, or maybe that full stop melee may be sold in the shop. We don't exactly know just yet, but I'm not really getting my hopes up for tiers, but we'll come back to that in just a second. So we'll have new weaponry among all that kind of stuff. Also, one thing that you won't be expecting is that of a new specialist. That's only on the operation refresh, not a major event. So keep that in mind. On the Blackout side, we're going to have a couple of different things here coming as well, which we can look forward to. One of which may be another map update, perhaps. We saw one that's slightly, again, with 1.21, the second week of the operation, gave a little bit more lighting to the rest of the map. So it allowed for more visibility at further range and darker corners and all things like that. So it wasn't as dark, but I'm expecting a little bit more either visibility to come out of this and kind of shape the rebuilding of the zombie apocalypse in Blackout. But it's also something that not until the next operation where I expect a major shift in how we end up seeing either a new POI or some massive change to the overall map. But instead, I'd probably just expect a little rebuilding of a nature here at this one, a little brighter, and a couple of things thrown in the mix maybe that clean up the blood spills and all that. So very minor, but also something that would require some space out of that update we'll end up getting. Then we'll end up seeing the pandemic mode introduced here for Blackout, which is a subtle twist on the infected style game mode that we'll end up seeing here. We don't have the full details. It was kind of, I don't want to say glanced over in the pre-operation live stream with Treyarch, but they wanted to keep it a little bit more cryptic and a little bit more of a surprise whenever it comes out. But we'll end up seeing that where we'll probably be having to fight off a horde of some sort, whether that be zombies or what I'm thinking more so is the players are the horde, where it's a redeploy mode maybe for the zombies, but your goal is to be the last one standing and hold off as long as you can. So that's something that I'm really excited to see how that will work out. Another thing to consider also is that we'll end up having new characters, it says, but I'm thinking just one that we know of right now, that being Ted, the bus driver from Transit, making his way over into Blackout. And we actually know that he's going to be coming here because he was actually on the official website for Apocalypse Z and the operations page of the Call of Duty website, but then has been since taken out and taken down so that that teaser is no longer there. But he's the only one we haven't seen so far of the 3, or what was 4 at that time, introduced for Blackout characters of the operation. We ended up seeing that we had Danny Trejo, we ended up seeing that we had M. Shadows, we ended up seeing that we had Russman, and then Ted was thrown in there as well, but now he's not there. So it'll be curious to see because they had to have added an entire lower body portion of this to the character model, so it'll be really curious to see Ted with legs for the first time, but it'll be cool to see him running around, and he's probably going to be something that is either in a bundle or in reserves, because right now we've exhausted all of our Black Ops past characters, unfortunately, so I don't think we're going to be getting another free one anytime soon, if at all, throughout the rest of the year of Black Ops 4. But that's the Blackout stuff you can look forward to. In terms of zombies, again, it's not really all that much here. Alpha Omega is going to get a gauntlet coming to it, making that, I think, the now last map to be updated, which is, of course, natural because it was just introduced. But it's going to be the Duck and Cover gauntlet here with this. Another 30 rounds of unique challenges to take along for the ride and try and complete. And then you'll probably get a calling card for completing that, depending on the level of difficulty you do it at. So that'll be coming for zombies players. Probably not exactly what everybody wants to see or hear, but that's kind of it. We'll also see some Mark II weapon support and some new weapons added to the box and all, but other than that, not really all that much. Now, the final thing, which unfortunately will probably be the substantial amount of air quote updates here for this, is new shop and reserve contents that will be coming along with this one. New cosmetics and new tiers for a contraband stream. Let's start out on the contraband stream side of the discussion here at this one. We're probably going to get, being that this might be a 50-50 split, another 40 tiers here at this one rather than another 50. And again, I would probably expect an ultra weapon bribe at the very end of that and not really much more outside of that. I would love to see the M16 come in the tiers or something like that, or at least the Javelina sniper rifle or the melee weapon, but at this point, I'm not expecting it to happen as such. We saw that we got a Mastercraft at tier 20 for this one, the halfway mark within this first split of Apocalypse Z, and then an ultra weapon bribe at the tail end. I'm kind of expecting that to be reciprocated, where we don't get another weapon at tier 20, but instead another Mastercraft, some reactive camo, a signature weapon, something like that. But that's going to be added in. We're going to probably get a ton more added to reserves. I think there were like 200 items or so added in for Apocalypse Z, the first split here at this, that title update of 1.20. So maybe another 200 coming along with that, bringing the rough total up to over 1,500 items at that point. So Not a huge fan of that one. And I'd imagine coming along with that one, we end up seeing some new Mastercrafts, some new reactive camos, some camos that are just static, some new uniforms, a new Blackout character. Again, I'm probably expecting Ted to be in there. But the one thing that actually genuinely worries me is the fact that we've been in the midst of a lot of leaks for things, mostly Modern Warfare in the Call of Duty universe right now, because that's the biggest thing coming up that people don't really know all that much about. But the same leaker who's been leaking everything, that's been dead set pretty much on everything so far, has said that we are going to see Black Ops 4 microtransactions get even worse, which I don't want to say that I don't understand how that would be possible, because the moment that I accept, it can't get worse, it will. But just brace yourselves is all I'm going to say, because that's the only thing that we have to go off of this, but it really wouldn't surprise me that we get some downturn here with this one. But we're going to see more reserve content, a new contraband stream as well coming with this update on the 6th. But that is everything outside of that to expect and look forward to here with this update, everything that will be added in. Again, jungle flooded for that, an environmental change for a map and MP, new weapons, the party game Mosh Pit, the pandemic mode and a map update and a new character probably in Blackout, and then a couple of smaller things in Zombies. So that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to here out of this next update coming to Black Ops 4? Anything in particular you're not looking forward to? Whatever it may be, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, MP, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered, the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best place to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But all that said, now is what I thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.